So, the reason why I'm making this video today is because currently I'm in a lot of pressure and I feel like I have a lot of obstacles in my way. Some obstacles I have the power to control. Some obstacles are things that I can't control, and I just have to wait and see how it plays out and what happens. And so I have all these things going on in my life right now, and so much that's going to unpack in next week. I told myself a couple of weeks ago that I wanted pressure because I feel like everything meaningful in my life, everything in my life that felt memorable looking back was always something about love or going through an obstacle that was really hard or helping other people. Basically, putting myself in situations in which I was not really used to. It could be standing up for myself. It could be trying something new. It could be journaling about things that are very deep and things that I wouldn't normally journal myself about. Things that are highly, highly emotional. Things that kind of bring out this feeling of life out of me, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's tears of joy, whether it's tears of sadness, or a bit of both. It's always this pressure that that I feel like makes life meaningful. It's a special feeling. And I told people that this is a feeling I craved. And I didn't get a lot of pressure in the beginning. In 3 weeks, for the past 3 weeks, I was playing around. I was neglecting reflections. I didn't feel the need to reflect. My life was easy, and I knew it was easy. And yes, I was making less excuses. But at the same time, I knew I didn't have a lot of obstacles in my way. And so a part of it made my life feel empty. And now I have so much to deal with. It's challenging, and I know this is a good challenge for me. My only worry is, am I up for this challenge? Do I feel alive? Do I feel alive? I feel more tired than I feel alive. But I still, to an extent, do I find meaning in this? Yes, definitely. I find meaning in going through obstacles, in improving myself, in trying to help others, and trying to make impact. But my only fear is, I don't know if I can handle it. Why would I tell myself that I can't handle it? It's because these types of pressures, it can go one or two ways. I really don't want it to go the second way, but I'll talk about the first way. The first outcome is I try my best. I try my hardest. I don't make excuse. I realize to myself that this will make me a better person if I go through all this, if I actually perform to my best abilities. Why? Because I expect a lot out of myself. My goal is to be a good father one day. And if I don't act accordance to what I have to do, then I'm probably not as responsible or not as independent or brave or strong person as I thought I would be. That's the first way it can go. The second way is what I'm most fearful. The pressure is too much. I might reflect in the first option. I might do a lot of reflection, and I feel like that's very good. In the second option, I might reflect or I might not. But what happens is what I do after. I could cry, which is not necessarily bad. I would argue it's not bad at all. Some cries are meaningful. It shows pressure, it shows pain, and shows development in some way. But I could also, the second option, I could just distract myself, make excuses, tell myself, oh, I'm not made for this. Oh, someone else can do this for me. oh, I deserve a break. I could tell myself all of these distractions, but is that really who I want to be? I'm going to tell myself no. That's not who I want to be. The thing is, because I've already done that excuse, I made that excuse making, I decided to put it off, I decided to pass this role to another person, I decided to skip this role completely. It's possible that I do these things out of, how do I say it? I do these things out of fear, out of anxiety. And then when I reflect again, I realize, oh, I'm so disappointed in myself. And when I feel like I'm so disappointed, I felt like I could have done so much better. I could have acted way more mature, way more independent. It's going to affect how I see myself, how I carry myself. Because who I am right now, how I carry myself right now, is because I made so little excuses to myself. Because I had so much self-belief because of the things that I've done and I've been doing. So this challenge is really an all or nothing for me. I could either break or I could either make. And that's why I'm making this video right now. It's kind of like a brace for impact. And the impact is I could suck, or I could be fucking amazing. But what's important is I realize that I have the abilities to do these things. Because if I don't, then I'm gonna suck and I'm gonna make excuses to myself. I have to realize that these challenges are good to me. I have to realize that these things are meaningful and that I can really push through it. It's a lot of stress, a lot of things on my mind. But how can I turn this into something positive? That's what I'm trying to think about. How can I make this situation into something positive? Well, I think first and foremost, it teaches me how to be independent. Because I can make an excuse and decide to rely on other people, bail out of such events or such tasks and tell people that I can't make it because I'm not capable of. But if I really take these tasks, if I really truly believe in myself that I can handle all this without stress, this is my way of letting go of my stress. Then if I truly do these things, then I will finally realize how much of a warrior I am in a way, how little excuses I make, and most importantly, a lot of people will rely on me in the future. How will I see myself? Will I see myself as a reliable person or not? I'll probably see myself as a reliable person. This is a lot to take in, and the fact that I will be able to take all this in means that I'm probably doing a pretty good job living. And when I'm on my deathbed, I'll be happy that I did do these things that are meaningful in a way where I help people. I'm able to challenge myself, and I know I can grow from these experiences. Aside from that, what else can I gain from this? What's something positive? I think self-control. I think the lack of pressure that I felt in the past few weeks caused me to not really focus on self-control. As in, like, I did things that were irrational, that were not in my priorities because I felt too comfortable. When I'm too comfortable, if that makes sense, I start acting immature. I start not acting like my ideal self. But now that I have this pressure, it kind of hardens me in a way and kind of makes me think of how to act. So this pressure pushes me to become a more emotionally intelligent person, because I realize that I can only get through these tasks if I truly focus on myself. focus on what I do, spend less time procrastinating, spending my time doing dumb bullshit, and just control myself, go back to what I tell myself in my progression videos: improve, 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 focus, 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 think, act in a way where you think it's worthy of acting, act in the best possible manner. If you don't think it's beneficial for anyone, including yourself, don't do it. It's all those things. It makes me think. This pressure makes me truly a better person. I put myself in these situations where I learn, where I gain experience, so then next time when I get these experiences again, I'm so much better at handling them. And not just that, I can get harder experience. And the fact that I can get harder experience means I can take on a lot more bullshit, and I'll develop as a person. It's emotional control. What's something else? So we talked about emotional control, just developing in general. I think this is what living means. So, I spat, my bad. Living is when you're outside your comfort zone. And I know this is just me yapping, and it's already above 11 minutes. But I truly believe that living is when we put ourselves in these comfort zone, outside of these comfort zones, and we stand up for ourselves. What do I mean by stand up for ourselves? Where we put everything into full gear and we realize that there's a danger going on in our heads. What are the things that lots of people do? They cower, they swam, they run to their mamas or papas. But what do these warriors, what do the people that truly want to improve their life, what do the people that lead meaningful lives do? Perhaps they reflect. Perhaps they realize their potential. When they're in these uncomfortable situations, what are they thinking about? They wouldn't be thinking of, I fucking hate this world. I don't want to. I just want to run back to mama. I just want to run back to papa. No, it's in these situations. I think the people that find themselves truly leading meaningful lives, what I'm guessing is that they tell themselves that I can get something out of this. This is a new experience. This is something I've never done before, and something that I feel like I need to do because it's my duty. It might not be my fault that I have to face this task, but at the same time, the fact that I will take responsibility, whether or not the actions are from mine or not from mine, means that if I go through this, I'll truly be proud of myself. If I go through these things that I feel like are good for myself and others, and the only sacrifice I'm making is perhaps the pain of discipline, then perhaps I'll be proud of myself. I feel like in life what's important is a couple things. Maybe in 100 years, this opinion might change. Maybe in my deathbed. Hopefully I'll live to 100 years. What are most important that I feel? Love, relationships. Relationships are so important. It's so important. And I realize I've been neglecting my loved ones in a way where I haven't been in contact with them. Love, connecting with relationships. I have this grand aunt back in Germany who I'm probably gonna text and talk about my life after this. Love, family, relationships, friends, good friends, overcoming obstacles, striving to improve each day. Love, again, love yourself. That's the most important. improve yourself, don't look at others. Look at yourself. Be proud of yourself. Build yourself into the man you think you can be. You should have the confidence. You should have the confidence not to say I accept who I am, but you should have the confidence of saying I have the ability to be the man I strive to become. The moment you tell yourself you accept who you are and you're fine with being who you are at this moment and you don't feel a need to improve, that's basically putting a barrier on yourself. And that does nothing but injustice to yourself. When you add pressure, when you add challenges, when you improve yourself to being truly someone greater than you were yesterday, that's the result of not putting a barrier, not putting a finish line. Because you deserve to know how great you are. Because when you're great, you help others more. You're more capable of helping others. You're more capable of love. You're more capable of self-control. You're more capable of taking on challenges, of being more inspirational to others. And personally, that's my goal. Most and foremost, being inspirational to others, but most importantly, to myself, to my family, to my friends, to my future kids. That's what's most important. So I'm going to be thinking about this, about how these challenges really put me into a situation where I can improve or I can decelerate. It depends on what I take. It's not bad to take a break, but I should be thinking of how I would want to act if I were my future self. If I were my own dad, how would I want him to deal with this situation? Love these challenges. Thank you.